following is a place shrouded in mystery, a place that can only be found in one of the deepest, darkest corners of the internet. This place is known as Mariana's Web. The Mariana Trench is located east of the Philippines in the Pacific Ocean. It measures 1,500 miles long, 43 miles wide, and 7 miles deep. It's the deepest and darkest area on the planet. Its black water surrounded in mystery. This, along with the fact that its depths have yet to be fully explored, is what led to the naming of Mariana's Web, one of the internet's most secretive and shady networks. Mariana's Web is said to be one of the most hidden places on the internet, if not the most hidden. It contains sites one can't find anywhere else. Deeper than the dark web, where illicit trade and other questionable exchange occurs, is the supposed location of highly secret documents to which only the most powerful governments in the world have access, including files from the Vatican and information even about the said location of Atlantis. The hacker community claims it's the birthplace of an incredibly powerful AI that controls the entire internet. Most of us realize that one needs a special browser to actually access the dark web, but theorists speculate that only quantum computers can access Mariana's Web. While it's unclear if these Mariana's Web theories are actually true, it's possible there is some truth to this digital dogma. Theorists who believe in Mariana's Web says that it's so inaccessible because of two factors. The first one is that those who attempt to access it must have computational knowledge of the polymeric Falsigal derivation, a complicated algorithm necessary to access the network. This derivation is only mentioned in context with Mariana's Web, and many say it's not even a real mathematical concept. Second, the only way to actually calculate the algorithm is through the use of a functioning quantum computer. When the idea of Mariana's Web was first circulating, quantum computing was still in its infancy, and no quantum computers officially existed. But the lack of its availability seems to be part of what draws people to it. It's said that only the most powerful governments in the world have quantum computers, and therefore only they have access to Mariana's Web. One of the rumors about Mariana's Web is that it's run by a highly sophisticated and powerful artificial intelligence system. It's said to be an AI that acts as the internet's all-seeing eye, controlling information and monitoring its remote systems. Some have even gone as far as to say that Mariana's Web is the AI itself, which is believed to be a compelling theory. Any being with that amount of knowledge has the potential to be incredibly dangerous. Many theorists even speculate that if it does exist, it's gone sentient or conscious, meaning it has a mind of its own. While artificial intelligence as a scientific discipline has existed since the 50s, it has yet to reach such a level of complexity, much less self-awareness, according to some. What many don't know is the internet is actually comprised of a few types of web. The first is the surface web, which is what we're all most familiar with. It's the web where pages are indexed and are for most part publicly visible. Websites such as Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all exist on the surface web. Then there's the deep web, which is a collection of websites that are not publicly visible and cannot be accessed via a search engine. One example of a deep web page would be your private bank account. Only you and perhaps a handful of people have access to it. Government agencies also store non-searchable private information on the deep web. Then there's the dark web, or a small portion of the deep web that is intentionally hidden. Its defining feature is that it's completely private, and users that access it are untraceable. If you were to log into it, your actions for the most part would be completely hidden. Facebook allegedly has a presence on the dark web, and it has been used in regions where open thought and communication are forbidden. It's a place where journalists, social activists, and human rights advocates can communicate and share information freely, without the interference of oppressive powers, places such as Russia or China. One of the most known places on the dark web is the Silk Road, where people trade criminal goods and services such as assassinations, illicit drugs, or even stolen weaponry. Mariana's Web supposedly exists beneath even that level of dark web. The internet is the largest database of information known to humankind. So it makes sense that the impenetrable Mariana's Web is home to its deepest and darkest secrets. Some believe Mariana's Web contains a copy of Vatican's secret archives, which are records not intended for the public that the Vatican has compiled throughout its long history. It's supposedly home to databases from government agencies around the world. One theory about Mariana's Web is that it was all fabricated on purpose. Urban legends have often had highly obscure origins and that no one can really verify. However, some cybersecurity experts delved into the history behind the myth of the Mariana's Web, and they uncovered that it was created as a distraction. A former believer in Mariana's Web discovered that the engineers of the disinformation campaign were outed hackers blackmailed by the FBI into spreading rumors about a supposed extra layer of the web. In essence, they were forced to create the myth of the Mariana's Web to distract people from the takedown of black markets on the torrent network. The Silk Road, for example, was infamous for trading highly criminal services and goods. So if it does exist, it's hard to access. Quantum computing at its core is a simple enough concept. It's the execution that's problematic. Non-quantum computers rely on binary code consisting of ones and zeros. Quantum computing, in the simplest terms possible, extends that definition to say that an object can be 1 and 0 at the same time, which allows quantum computers to calculate algorithms exponentially faster than any current existing tech. The existence of quantum computers was again confirmed in 2015 in a partnership between NASA and Google. However, the only way to run a quantum computer is by placing it in an extreme environment. Its CPU can only run in a vacuum whose pressure is 10 billion times lower than that of the Earth's atmosphere. In addition, the vacuum must be at a temperature of 0.015 degrees above absolute zero. In the end, the internet is filled with a number of unexplained and unsolved mysteries, and Mariana's Web is the highest among their ranks. The first of the internet's greatest mysteries is one called the Markovian Parallax Denigrate. Back in 1996, when the internet was still transitioning into the system users experience today, a series of highly cryptic, nonsensical messages flooded many discussions. Many believe these messages were encoded messages with possible ties to the USSR. Their origins have never been discovered. Another one of the internet's greatest mysteries is the Cicada 3301, a series of increasingly difficult and highly cryptographic puzzles. These puzzles were first seen in 2012. Cicada's self-stated goal was to recruit highly intelligent individuals. The puzzles started simple, but became so complex that they required the collaboration of many people. Solving the puzzle only led to a website on the Tor network, which existed for only a short amount of time before it was deactivated. It's rumored that those who completed the puzzles were contacted, questioned about their beliefs regarding freedom of information, and then invited into a private forum for further discussion. Cicada 3301 occurred twice more in the next couple years. Some say that it was a test by the NSA to recruit only the brightest minds in cybersecurity and cryptography. The idea of Mariana's Web surfaced after an unverified infographic circulated. The infographic shows that the internet is comprised of 5 separate levels, each one requiring more complex mechanisms of security. It goes on to list known portions of the internet, such as the surface web and the deep web. At the bottom of the image sits level 5, or Mariana's Web. The infographic is explicit that the only way to access Mariana's Web is through the polymeric falsical derivation. So do you believe it exists? Does Mariana's Web actually exist? Many people believe yes, that there is a place on the internet where it's so deep and dark that it contains all of the world's secrets. It's basically a Vatican directory or archive that allows you to discover the truths of our world. For example, the existence of Atlantis. Even the Vatican Apostolic Archives. Some theories claim that they contain secret information about the Priory of Sion, proof that Jesus had a wife and descendants, secret information about the third secret of the Fatima, the real Spear of Destiny, secret information about the Holy Grail and or the Ark of the Covenant. So I hope you enjoyed this video. How many of you are going to try to access Mariana's Web? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you think it's real as well. Again, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Stay tuned. Keep on keeping on. Manifest greatness. Be kind to others. And stay in the love. Stay in the light. I am out.